There was always a moment where you came back off stage and you were sitting there just kind of like, what happened? What did I just do? What did I just do? And I remember Matt was kind of doing that, and I was like, Matt, awesome routine. What's wrong? And he's like, she licked my balls. He's like, what? It's normal.
This is complete fiction. You know, this is just the world in which I kind of lived in and experienced, and then we just kind of fictionalized a lot of things. A lot of the stuff that really happened in this world, you would have never even believed it if we'd put it in the movie. Okay, like one thing that I can actually say on TV, 8 strippers riding in the back of a U-Haul van on the way up to a stripper convention.
What goes on at a stripper convention?
It's about 3,000 women and about 50 to 60 strippers. And from 9 to about 3:30 in the morning, it's a marathon. And you just go.
Winner makes the most money.
Try to hit all 3,000 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. You just go, dog. you have moments where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm raw everywhere. And then you just keep going because the money's there. It's really depressing, actually.
How much did you make?
My first time that I went, I think I made around 2,000.
Wow, great job.
Okay.
It's a lot of ones.
There were some 5s in there.
Oh, okay. No 20s?
You don't want to know what I have to do for 20s.
You know what? I don't.
You know what? Let's drink these, and I'll show you what I do for 20s.
That's okay.
My mom and dad didn't actually know that I did it when I did it for real. And so I think my mom might have found out towards the end. My dad found out when the video came out. So they went to some therapy. They're working through it.
When they called to action, you know, they just pretty much released the hounds, and we had these amazing extras who were very thankfully into it. I was doing the Dr. Love routine, and Channing had given me a great piece of advice in between takes to just sort of really just grind my junk in this girl's face, and she went for it. She started licking me in all the special places. Hey, man, it was...
By the way, I'm standing right there. Me and Adam have to like spin him around.
There's
and I just see this
shot of it. It's like a freeze frame or something that somebody sent me, and you can see Alex's face. He's horribly uncomfortable. Because I'm right in his face, grinding this woman's face. She's licking me, and he's like.
But I just see this woman. I see this woman, and he's got his thong, and this woman's like. You know, she's obviously very uncomfortable in the first take, and then the second take she's kind of like relaxed, and then you kind of slowly see her go. Like this.
It was very reptilian.
It's so weird.
To me, that pales in comparison to McConaughey's final number. Pretty much.
I didn't get my balls licked in my nose. No, went out in the performance, and at the end, I'm at the end of the runway or whatever, and I felt this little pop on the side of the G-string, and it started getting a little cooler. And moving to the center, and it was just a couple seconds in there. I don't know if I was thinking about it or made the choice or whatever, but my left hand decided to come over. I grabbed my package and stood up and rolled out of there and tried to come up on one leg and tried to keep a beat and had to go out one hand.
Didn't miss a step.
It was literally a tsunami of women like trying to get at him, and he just somehow pulls a front roll like a military roll.
I was
out of
greased down though, so I was slippery.
You were slippery that day? Yeah. His character actually was 2 characters at one point. There was like the owner of the group, and then there was an MC. There were 2 different people. And then Soderbergh got the idea of condensing the 2 into 1, and there was really only one other person that could play it. And I mean, that was McConaughey. He was the first call that we made.
He was so much fun to get into, man. I know who the guy was, but also knew how many different colors the guy could be.
First day when we showed up, he was in a yellow spandex halter top, with biker shorts and whatever that beanie thing was on your head.
I was like, South Florida in there, baby.
Okay, we better bring it, y'all.
Take your clothes off.
Right now?
Right fucking now. Take them off. Every fucking one of them. Let's go.
That's my favorite reveal in the movie. Other than maybe Big Dick Richies. I think when Steven pulls back and you back up and you just start bouncing around on the ballet slippers, like that's my favorite. It's my favorite reveal in the whole movie.
You walk out. You own it. You look around. You tease. You seduce.
Thank God I wasn't in that scene, like, talking, because I would not have been able to keep it together, dude. I don't know how you did it.
I'm
really
turned
don't know how you
around
did it.
and for half of that scene. If you look in the background, I'm like this over here.
We all were, 'cause I was just like,
trying
I'm
not
going to do some push-ups over here somewhere.
You're not just stripping. You are fulfilling every woman's wildest fantasies. All right? You are the husband that they never had. You are that dreamboat guy that never came along.
Yeah, I'm still in therapy, being thrusted by McConaughey.
And on the 3, you're gonna stick it. 1, 2, 3, stick. That's the hook, baby.
No, we just said, you know, he would never wear like baggy. It's not the baggy shorts. This is about the body and everything needs to be form-fitting. And then the half yellow shirt came out, and that was like a no-brainer. And so we started laughing at that. Then we got the shorts. We said, well, not necessarily a straight Speedo, but that's the next step, the straight across. And then I've got like some ballet shoes on, and with that little dirty South Florida lid on, just making that money, man.
Just make that money,
Making
Daddy.
that money.
Make that money.
Count the ones.
Check him out, man.
You fucking joking?
I'm fucking joking. You check him out.
Come on. They're real, I swear.
Yeah, I bet they are.
See?
This is okay?
So okay with it, man. She loves it. I thought they had the wrong number. Maybe they're looking for the guy from Vampire Diaries or something. But no, I mean it was so flattering and terrifying at the same time. Channing is somebody I want to work with for a long time. All these guys are just fantastic actors. They put a great group together. We've known each other for 16 years.
We studied Shakespeare and Chekhov and
Yeah.
Ibsen and ancient
Brecht.
Greek together. Brecht.
So we figured the next
Shaw.
logical step,
Yes.
body roll.
And I think we even had the conversation 16 years ago where
We did.
we said to each other, Matt, 16 years from now,
God willing.
let's use all this training on a male stripper movie directed by Steven Soderbergh, and here we are. So I really feel like we manifested this.
Make me chase for the love you make me. Now let's sucker burn.
Wait, let's throw in the story, though, also of, was it when you were Goldman?
Oh yeah, you came up with
Released
a
from
good
the tomb.
backstory for Goldman. I'm painted head to toe in gold. You know, it evolved because I basically said, look, there's one thing I don't want to do, which is don't put me in a gladiator outfit. I met with a couple directors about like gladiator style projects. I just don't want to offend anyone. Please don't put me in the gladiator. So I get to my costume fitting, like we get this great gladiator outfit. I'm like, no. That's the one thing I said. I get the choreography. They're like, we get this great gladiator routine. No, I'm not the gladiator. So the compromise was, you know, I was going to be the statue that comes to life and does this whole pose down to the thinker and the discus and all these famous statues. And there's a piece of classical music that I was doing it to, but then a buddy of mine is a drum and bass DJ, and he gave me this great dubstep
it's such a great
song
song.
where I come out of this beautiful classical piece, and you hear this voice go, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get fucking grimy. And then I jump off of the table and just start
Breaking tables.
just
Mauling
mauling
away.
the field like as many as I could. And, you know, I mean, we really hadn't gotten to that point in choreography. But Steven let the music go.
Just
So
let it
I'm
ride.
out there. I didn't get painted head to toe in gold for nothing. So I just went off.
That's a good way to put it.
It's like
You
an
went off.
improv,
dude.
like a 5-minute deep character improv. And McConaughey runs back and he goes, dude, I got the backstory.
You were from what, 1300 BC, and you've been put in this, locked away in this cave
Cryogenically
in the center of of Neptune somewhere. Now today they brought you back, and the egg is opened, and you were unleashed.
Onto like
And
an
you were-
island of women.
To
I
an
think, or
island,
something?
yeah, to an island of women, and then you just pillaged. And it was like it was kind of gladiator. It
Where
was like,
this happened. I'm so excited about hearing the stories now.
Yeah, and I was like, that's it. That's exactly what I was playing. You totally get me, McConaughey.
I was telling these guys earlier, I was at my sister's wedding reception about a month after we shot, maybe a couple weeks after we shot, and I had a few drinks, and all of a sudden I was getting into the body roll and the hip grinds and on the dance floor, And I just saw several disapproving looks from my aunts and uncles, and I thought, okay, it's time to let go of Magic Mike now. Come back to reality.
Let it go.
Just do some step touch, Matt. Take it back to some step touch. So,
And Joe hasn't let it go yet.
No.
And has no plans to.
Nor will I.
It's easy. All you gotta do is just hand us our props before we go out on stage. All right? That's it. That's all you gotta do.
I can't control what my mother's going to do. If she sees it, she's going to see it. I mean, I would think that I'm going to know when she sees it, because when I see her, she's not going to be able to look at me. My brother works in an office, and they refer to him as Big Dick Nick now. So. My father, on the other hand, may have had trouble with the subject material initially, but I think once he heard my character's name, like any good father, he was very proud. That's right. That's my boy. You know.
My mom is gonna love this. Yeah, she's gonna be one of those ones that's having a very interactive experience with the screen. She's gonna be screaming, hollering, hooting, yelling. Yeah, she's shameless.
That too, the law says that you cannot touch. But I think I see a lot of lawbreakers up in this house tonight. And I don't see a cop in sight.
I respect and thank these guys so much for putting themselves out there like that. I had the, I don't know if it's the fortunate pleasure or the unfortunate pleasure to having had this experience in my life. I sort of was used to it, and I was terrified to do it. I was completely nervous to go out on stage again, and I was like, why did I want to make this movie again? Like, this was such a bad idea. But these guys had to do it for the first time ever, and they all jumped in so completely committing, and I'm in awe by all their commitment, truly.